In a vast and unforgiving universe, where the balance of power is perpetually in flux, the Galactic Empire's unchecked aggression finally meets its match in the unlikeliest of adversaries: humanity. The Rakari Empire, a dominant force feared across the stars, had long sought to cement its supremacy by acquiring the rumored advanced technologies of Earth. Misar, a Rakari spy, embarks on a perilous mission to uncover the secrets of this enigmatic, supposedly primitive planet. However, the moment his ship breaches Earth's atmosphere, alarms blare, and Misar's mission spirals into chaos as he is brought down by Earth's formidable defenses. Enter Sergeant Greg Hunter, a seasoned human soldier whose life is irrevocably changed upon discovering Misar's wrecked ship. This unexpected encounter between two beings from vastly different worlds sets off a chain reaction of events that will shape the fate of the galaxy. Together, Greg and Misar find themselves entangled in a web of political machinations, hidden agendas, and ancient mysteries. Earth's government, steeped in dystopian control, hides dark secrets that go far beyond mere technological prowess. Meanwhile, the Rakari Empire's desperation pushes them to the brink as they seek to exploit whatever they can from this human outpost. As they delve deeper, they uncover traces of the progenitors, an ancient alien race whose legacy holds the key to both unimaginable power and catastrophic destruction. A cryptic message from the progenitors points to a weapon of extraordinary capabilities, one that could tip the scales of galactic power. But they are not the only ones searching Colonel Ryder, a rogue force within the human government, and his mercenary forces are hot on their trail, seeking to seize the weapon for their own purposes. As the clock ticks down, alliances are formed and broken, and Greg and Misar must navigate treacherous waters, including a rebellious faction within the Rakari Empire and a secret network of human rebels who see Earth's government as the true enemy. The narrative spirals into high stakes and intense action as they race to secure the weapon before it falls into the wrong hands, all while being pursued by Colonel Ryder and the mysterious, malevolent Voidbringers. As Greg and Misar uncover the true extent of the progenitor's legacy, they realize that the very fabric of reality is at stake. The Voidbringers, entities that exist beyond normal comprehension, seek to use the progenitor's technology to bring about an era of darkness and despair across the galaxy. Their quest leads them to the Etherian Expanse, a place where the boundaries of space and time blur, and where the final battle for the future of the universe will be fought. In this surreal and treacherous environment, Greg's team encounters the Celesti, ancient beings of pure energy who reveal themselves as guardians of the progenitor's knowledge. The trials that Greg and his allies must face will test their resolve, their morality, and their very humanity. They are pushed to the brink as they uncover the terrifying truth about the weapon. It has the power to rewrite reality itself. As the Voidbringers close in and the hegemony of Earth's government begins to crumble under the weight of its own corruption, Greg must make impossible choices. In a climactic confrontation, where the laws of physics begin to break down, Greg channels the cosmic energy of the progenitors, facing off against the Voidbringer leader, Thule. The battle is apocalyptic, reshaping the cosmos around them, and just as victory seems within reach, Greg is betrayed by the very power he wields, leading to a final cataclysmic event that alters the course of history. In the aftermath, with entire civilizations in ruins and the galaxy plunged into uncertainty, the survivors must rebuild from the ashes, knowing that the age of cosmic empires is over. The story closes on a poignant note, as Greg's sacrifice and the legacy of the progenitors serve as a sobering reminder of the costs of power and the fragile nature of peace. This tale, woven with themes of resilience, sacrifice, and the enduring human spirit, captures the imagination and keeps the reader engaged from beginning to end, making it a perfect addition to an HFY Humanity F. Yeah, YouTube channel, showcasing the best of human ingenuity and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. As the dust settles in the wake of the cataclysmic battle, the galaxy finds itself at a crossroads, teetering on the edge of an uncertain future. The once mighty Galactic Empire is in disarray, its iron grip on countless worlds shattered by the uprising of those who refused to be subjugated. Yet the cost of this rebellion has been staggering. Entire star systems lie in ruins, their populations decimated by the ruthless onslaught of the Voidbringers and the collateral damage of a war fought on a cosmic scale. The survivors, scattered and leaderless, look to the remnants of the resistance for guidance, but even they are grappling with the enormity of the challenges ahead. Greg, now a figure of legend among the scattered factions, is remembered not just for his valor, but for the unimaginable sacrifice he made. His story is recounted in hushed tones, a tale of a man who touched the fabric of the universe and paid the ultimate price to save it. But the burden of leadership falls to those who remain: Commander Saran, Captain Drake, and the enigmatic Celesti emissary Veral, each carrying the weight of their own losses and the responsibility of forging a new path forward. In the heart of this broken galaxy, a fragile coalition begins to form. A patchwork alliance of former enemies united by necessity rather than trust. The Rakari, now led by the repentant Tauren, work alongside human rebels and other liberated species to restore order to the chaos left in the Voidbringer's wake. But the scars of war run deep, and old grievances simmer beneath the surface, threatening to tear apart this tenuous unity. The Celesti, once aloof and mysterious, now play a more active role in guiding this fledgling alliance, offering their vast knowledge and advanced technology to aid in the reconstruction efforts. Yet even their motives are questioned, as whispers of hidden agendas and ancient rivalries circulate among the ranks. The challenge of rebuilding is compounded by the lingering threat of the Voidbringers, who, though dealt a significant blow, are not entirely vanquished. Their malevolent influence still festers in the darkest corners of the galaxy, where remnants of their fleet regroup and prepare for a final desperate strike. The knowledge that the Voidbringers could return at any moment casts a long shadow over the rebuilding efforts, instilling a sense of urgency and paranoia among the survivors. Amidst the rubble, the legacy of the progenitors looms large. The weapon, now lost in the maelstrom of the final battle, has become the stuff of myth, a symbol of ultimate power and the dangers that come with it. Scholars, scientists, and adventurers alike scour the galaxy for any remnants of progenitor technology, hoping to unlock the secrets of their civilization and perhaps find a way to prevent such a cataclysm from ever happening again. Yet there is a growing debate among the survivors about the ethics of pursuing such power, with some arguing that humanity and the galaxy at large must learn to thrive without relying on the relics of an ancient and inscrutable race. This debate fuels further divisions within the coalition, as factions emerge with differing visions for the future. Some advocate for a return to the old ways, rebuilding the empires and hierarchies that once dominated the galaxy, believing that only through strength and order can peace be maintained. Others push for a new era of cooperation and democracy, where all species are treated as equals, and power is decentralized to prevent the rise of another tyrant. This ideological rift threatens to splinter the coalition just as it begins to take shape, with each faction vying for influence and control over the galaxy's future. Commander Saran finds herself at the center of this conflict, torn between her duty as a military leader and her personal beliefs. She has seen the horrors of unchecked power and knows the cost of tyranny, but she also understands the need for strong leadership in times of crisis. As she navigates the treacherous political landscape, she must decide whether to use her influence to support the establishment of a new galactic order or to step back and allow the fledgling democracy to take root. Her decisions will have far-reaching consequences, not just for her people, but for the entire galaxy. Meanwhile, Captain Drake and his crew embark on a mission to track down the remaining Voidbringers. With the help of Veral and the Celesti, they seek out hidden enclaves of the malevolent race, determined to eliminate the threat once and for all. Their journey takes them to the farthest reaches of the galaxy, where they encounter strange new worlds and ancient civilizations that have long been forgotten. Along the way, they uncover more secrets of the progenitors, learning that the Voidbringers were not merely conquerors, but part of a larger cosmic cycle that has repeated itself throughout the eons. The discovery raises unsettling questions about the nature of the universe and humanity's place within it. forcing Drake and his crew to confront the possibility that their struggle is part of a much larger, incomprehensible design. As the coalition works to rebuild and defend against the lingering threats, whispers of a new power begin to circulate. Reports of mysterious ships and powerful beings emerging from the void spark fear and speculation. Some believe these are remnants of the Voidbringers, while others think they could be new players, drawn to the galaxy by the recent upheaval. The uncertainty and fear of the unknown add another layer of tension to an already volatile situation, as the galaxy braces itself for what might come next. In the midst of these challenges, ordinary people across the galaxy strive to rebuild their lives. On devastated planets, communities come together to repair the damage, cultivating hope from the ashes of destruction. Despite the hardships, there is a growing sense of resilience and determination among the survivors. They have witnessed the worst the galaxy has to offer and have survived. Now, they are ready to reclaim their future, even if it means challenging the old ways and forging a new path. This grassroots movement gains momentum, inspiring others to join in the effort to create a more just and equitable galaxy. The story of Greg, Mizar, and the others becomes a rallying cry for this new generation. Their sacrifices are remembered not as tragic losses, but as the beginning of a new era. Monuments are erected in their honor, and their stories are passed down from one generation to the next, serving as a reminder of the cost of freedom and the enduring spirit of humanity. As the galaxy slowly heals, the legacy of these heroes becomes the foundation upon which a new, more hopeful future is built. Yet the galaxy remains a place of danger and uncertainty. The scars of war run deep, and the threat of new conflicts looms ever present. But there is also a renewed sense of purpose and unity among those who have survived. They know that the road ahead will be long and difficult, but they are determined to walk it together, guided by the lessons of the past and the hope for a brighter future. And so, as the galaxy turns toward a new dawn, the people of the stars prepare to face whatever challenges may come, ready to build a future worthy of the sacrifices that have been made. As the galaxy slowly stabilizes, the factions within the new coalition struggle to find common ground. The ideological rift deepens, with each side becoming more entrenched in their beliefs. The militaristic faction, led by former high-ranking officers and war veterans, argues that only through strength and decisive action can they prevent the rise of another galactic empire. They advocate for the creation of a unified military force that would maintain order and protect the galaxy from external threats. This faction gains support from those who have witnessed the horrors of the Voidbringer invasion firsthand, and fear that without a strong central authority, the galaxy will descend into chaos. On the other side, the Democratic faction, composed of politicians, activists, and ordinary citizens, pushes for a more decentralized approach. They believe that true peace can only be achieved through cooperation and mutual respect among all species. This group calls for the establishment of a galactic council where representatives from every planet and species would have a voice in decision-making. They argue that the old ways of power and domination led to the galaxy's downfall and that a new era of equality and shared governance is the only way forward. However, they face resistance from those who fear that such an approach would lead to endless debate and inaction, leaving the galaxy vulnerable to new threats. As tensions rise, Commander Saran is caught in the middle. Her leadership and tactical brilliance are unquestioned, but she finds herself increasingly at odds with both sides. Saran understands the need for a strong defense, but she also sees the dangers of returning to the old ways of autocracy. She begins to question her role in this new order, wondering if there is a way to bridge the divide and create a system that balances security with freedom. Her internal conflict is mirrored by the broader struggle within the coalition, as both sides seek to win her over to their cause. Meanwhile, Captain Drake and his crew face new challenges on their mission to eradicate the remnants of the Voidbringers. The closer they get to their goal, the more they realize that the Voidbringers are not merely a physical threat, but a manifestation of something much deeper and darker within the universe. The ancient progenitor technology they encounter reveals that the Voidbringers are connected to a cosmic cycle of destruction and rebirth. a pattern that has played out countless times across the eons. Drake and his team are forced to confront the possibility that their actions might be part of this cycle, and that their struggle against the Voidbringers could have unintended consequences for the future of the galaxy. As they delve deeper into the mysteries of the progenitors, Drake and his crew discover that the ancient race had a plan to break the cycle, a plan that was never completed before their civilization fell. The knowledge they uncover suggests that the key to ending the cycle lies not in defeating the Voidbringers, but in transcending the very nature of conflict itself. This revelation shakes the crew to their core as they grapple with the implications of their mission and the choices they must make. Back at the heart of the coalition, the ideological battle reaches a tipping point. A series of high-profile debates and negotiations culminates in a critical vote within the newly formed Galactic Council. The outcome will determine the future course of the galaxy, whether it will be governed by a centralized military power or a decentralized democratic system. The tension is palpable as representatives from across the galaxy cast their votes, each one aware of the historic significance of their decision. Commander Saran, who has remained neutral up to this point, is given the deciding vote. After much soul-searching and consultation with her closest advisors, she makes a speech that resonates across the galaxy. Saran argues that the future of the galaxy cannot be dictated by fear or by the desire for control. She calls for a third way, a compromise that incorporates the strengths of both sides while avoiding their pitfalls. Saran proposes the creation of a hybrid system, a galactic defense force that is accountable to the Galactic Council, with strict checks and balances to prevent abuse of power. This system, she argues, would provide the security needed to protect the galaxy while ensuring that all species have a voice in its governance. Saran's proposal is met with mixed reactions, but it ultimately wins the support of a majority of the Council. The vote passes, and the Galactic Defense Accord is established, marking the beginning of a new era in the galaxy. The Accord combines the best elements of both the militaristic and democratic factions, creating a framework that aims to preserve peace and stability while promoting freedom and cooperation. The decision is celebrated as a victory for diplomacy and reason, and Saran is hailed as a hero who saved the galaxy from descending into another cycle of tyranny. However, not everyone is satisfied with the outcome. Some members of the militaristic faction believe that the Accord is too weak to protect the galaxy from future threats, while others in the democratic faction worry that it gives too much power to the military. These dissenting voices form a new underground movement, determined to undermine the Accord and pursue their own vision for the galaxy's future. This movement grows in strength and influence, becoming a shadowy force that threatens to destabilize the fragile peace that has been achieved. As the galaxy moves forward under the new Accord, the people of the stars begin to rebuild their lives. On countless planets, communities work together to restore what was lost during the war, forging new alliances and partnerships in the process. The galaxy is slowly healing, but the scars of conflict are still visible, and the threat of new dangers remains ever present. The memory of Greg, Mizar, and the others who sacrificed everything for the galaxy's future becomes a source of inspiration for many, reminding them of the price of freedom and the importance of vigilance. In the midst of this uncertain future, Captain Drake and his crew continue their mission. They are now more determined than ever to uncover the secrets of the progenitors and find a way to break the cosmic cycle that has plagued the galaxy for eons. Their journey takes them to the farthest reaches of the universe, where they encounter wonders and horrors beyond imagination. Along the way, they forge new bonds of friendship and loyalty, knowing that their quest is not just about defeating the Voidbringers, but about ensuring that the galaxy never falls into darkness again. As the story of Greg, Mizar, Saran, Drake, and their allies comes to a close, the galaxy stands on the brink of a new era. The challenges they faced and the choices they made have set the stage for a future filled with both hope and uncertainty. The legacy of their struggle will shape the destiny of the galaxy for generations to come, as the people of the stars continue to navigate the delicate balance between power and freedom, order and chaos, war and peace. And as the galaxy turns towards this uncertain future, one thing is certain: the spirit of humanity, with its boundless ingenuity, resilience, and determination, will continue to guide the way forward, lighting the path through the darkness and leading the galaxy towards a brighter tomorrow. As the galaxy settles into this newfound era of cautious optimism, the repercussions of the choices made by Greg, Saran, Drake, and their allies begin to ripple through every corner of the universe. The Galactic Defense Accord, though celebrated as a monumental achievement, is not without its challenges. The intricate balance between military power and democratic oversight becomes a constant source of tension. Within the Galactic Council, debates rage on about the scope of authority granted to the Galactic Defense Force, GDF, and the potential for its misuse. Some members of the Council, still wary of centralized power, push for tighter regulations and more stringent checks on the GDF's actions. Others argue that the GDF must be empowered to act decisively in the face of emerging threats, fearing that too much bureaucracy could render it ineffective. Commander Saran, now a key figure in the leadership of the GDF, finds herself walking a tightrope. Her reputation as the architect of the Accord and a voice of reason is both a blessing and a burden. She must navigate the complex web of political alliances and rivalries within the Council while ensuring that the GDF remains a force for good. Saran's days are consumed by strategy meetings, diplomatic negotiations, and the ever-present need to mediate between conflicting interests. Her nights are haunted by memories of the battles fought, the lives lost, and the weight of the responsibility she now bears. Despite the challenges, Saran remains resolute, driven by the belief that the Accord represents the best hope for lasting peace in the galaxy. Meanwhile, Captain Drake and his crew continue their exploration of the far reaches of the universe, delving deeper into the mysteries left behind by the progenitors. Their quest takes them to ancient, forgotten worlds, where the remnants of the progenitor civilization lie buried beneath layers of history. These worlds, once thriving centers of knowledge and power, now stand as silent monuments to a bygone era. On one such world, Drake and his team discover a hidden progenitor archive, its contents preserved by advanced technology. The knowledge contained within these archives reveals the full extent of the progenitors' understanding of the cosmos, their mastery over the fabric of reality, and their attempts to break free from the cyclical nature of existence. The revelations from the archive are both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The progenitors had foreseen the rise of the Voidbringers and understood that the very fabric of reality was susceptible to corruption by dark forces. They had devised a plan to transcend the physical universe, creating a pathway to a higher plane of existence, free from the cycle of creation and destruction. However, their plan was never completed, and the progenitor civilization ultimately fell to the same cosmic forces they sought to escape. As Drake and his crew absorb this knowledge, they realize that their mission is far more significant than they had imagined. They are not merely seeking to defeat the Voidbringers, they are the inheritors of the progenitor's unfinished legacy. Armed with this new understanding, Drake and his crew set out to complete the progenitor's work. Their journey takes them to the most remote and dangerous regions of the galaxy, where they encounter powerful beings, ancient artifacts, and remnants of civilizations long thought extinct. Along the way, they are joined by other like-minded individuals and species who share their vision of a galaxy free from the shackles of the cosmic cycle. Together, they form a new alliance, dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and the protection of all life in the universe. This alliance, known as the Celestial Vanguard, operates independently of the Galactic Council, its members bound by a shared commitment to a higher purpose. As the Celestial Vanguard grows in strength and influence, they begin to clash with the Galactic Council and the GDF. The Council, wary of the Vanguard's secretive nature and growing power, demands transparency and accountability. Saran, caught between her loyalty to the GDF and her understanding of the Vanguard's mission, struggles to maintain peace. The Vanguard, however, is unwilling to reveal the full extent of their knowledge, fearing that it could be misused or led to further conflict. This tension escalates into a series of confrontations, with both sides questioning the other's motives and goals. In the midst of these growing tensions, a new threat emerges from the depths of the void. A previously unknown faction, calling themselves the Harbingers, begins to launch coordinated attacks across the galaxy. The Harbingers, driven by a nihilistic belief in the inevitability of cosmic destruction, seek to accelerate the end of the current cycle and bring about the collapse of the universe. Their attacks are devastating, targeting key planets, star systems, and even the Galactic Council itself. The GDF, already stretched thin by internal conflicts, and the ongoing Voidbringer threat, struggles to respond effectively. The Harbingers' rise forces the Galactic Council, the GDF, and the Celestial Vanguard to confront a harsh reality. They must find a way to unite or risk being overwhelmed by this new enemy. In a desperate bid for survival, Saran reaches out to the Vanguard, proposing a temporary alliance to combat the Harbingers. The Vanguard agrees, recognizing that the Harbingers pose a threat not just to the galaxy, but to the entire universe. This uneasy alliance brings together the best and brightest from both sides, combining the military might of the GDF with the advanced knowledge and technology of the Vanguard. Together, they launch a series of daring missions to uncover the Harbingers' origins and disrupt their plans. These missions take them to the farthest corners of the galaxy, where they uncover the Harbingers' connection to an ancient, malevolent force that predates even the progenitors. This force, known as the Abyssal Entity, is revealed to be the true source of the cosmic cycle, feeding on the destruction and rebirth of the universe. The Harbingers, in their twisted ideology, believe that by serving the Abyssal Entity, they can bring about the end of all things and achieve a form of transcendence. As the full extent of the Harbingers' plan becomes clear, the Alliance realizes that they are in a race against time. The Harbingers are preparing to unleash a cataclysmic event that will trigger the collapse of the universe, ushering in a new cycle of creation and destruction. To stop them, the Alliance must venture into the heart of the abyss, a realm beyond the known universe where the laws of reality no longer apply. It is here that the final battle will be fought, a battle that will determine the fate of all existence. In the climactic showdown, Saran, Drake, and their allies confront the Harbinger leaders within the abyss. The battle is unlike anything they have ever experienced, with reality itself warping and shifting around them. The Abyssal Entity, sensing the intrusion, manifests as a colossal, nightmarish being, its very presence threatening to unravel the fabric of the universe. The Alliance fights valiantly, but they are pushed to their limits, their forces scattered and their resolve tested. In a final desperate move, Saran sacrifices herself to weaken the Abyssal Entity, buying time for Drake and the Vanguard to activate the progenitor technology. This technology, designed to disrupt the cosmic cycle, creates a rift that begins to pull the Abyssal Entity and the Harbingers into a void beyond time and space. As the entity is drawn into the rift, it unleashes one last devastating attack, threatening to consume everything in its path. In the end, it is the combined efforts of the Alliance that save the universe. The rift closes, sealing the Abyssal Entity and the Harbingers within the void, and the cycle is finally broken. The galaxy is saved, but at a great cost. Saren's sacrifice is mourned by all, her legacy cemented as a hero who gave everything to protect the future of the galaxy. The surviving members of the Alliance return to a galaxy that is forever changed, free from the cosmic cycle, but facing the daunting task of rebuilding. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council and the Celestial Vanguard reach a new understanding. They agree to continue working together, recognizing that their combined strengths are necessary to ensure the stability and prosperity of the galaxy. The GDF is restructured to include representatives from the Vanguard, creating a more balanced and accountable force. The galaxy, though scarred by the recent conflicts, begins to heal, with new alliances forming and old wounds slowly closing. As peace slowly returns, the story of Saran, Drake, and their allies becomes legend, a tale passed down through generations as a reminder of the price of freedom and the importance of unity in the face of darkness. The galaxy moves forward, its future uncertain but filled with hope, guided by the lessons learned from the trials they endured. And as the stars continue to shine, the legacy of those who fought to protect the galaxy will live on, lighting the way for future generations to come.